Good morning. Hey, I'm Hayley. Um, just trying to work Instagram and YouTube. So just give me a second. We'll let some other people join if they want to join. But for now, you can just get yourself set up if you're not already. If you have a block, that would be great. If not, we can use like a book, or probably a book would be maybe the best, or a hard pillow, maybe a couple blankets. At the end of class, we're going to come into a supported bridge. So just something that we can place underneath our sacrum. Great. I think I'm going to get started. So thank you for joining me. For Instagram, we are recording a class on YouTube through Adventure Rock. It's a rock climbing gym that I teach at every Wednesday night, but right now during the lockdown, I'm also teaching on Friday mornings, so I'm very excited about it. We will get started on our shins, coming into a child's pose. So your knees can come wide, big toes together. And we're going to start with our arms alongside our body. Forehead will rest on our mat. Allowing your elbows to be soft here. If it's too early, too much on your low back, you can bring your legs together. You can also sit on a block, so block or a blanket or bolster, pillow can come in between your heels and your thighs just to prop you up a little bit more. Once you arrive, take a deep breath in and a light exhale out. And allowing every exhale to settle your body in to your mat. Allow the body to begin to feel a bit heavy here. And checking in with yourself. How are you feeling right now? And having in your mind that it's okay to feel how you're feeling. So when any emotions, feelings come up in your body, recognize it and sit with it. Begin to embody your emotions. If you're feeling not okay, it's okay to not be okay. And if you're feeling happy, you're feeling joyful, allow yourself to spread that happiness you're feeling. Spread it to the world. Feeling that emotion in your body, and if you could choose a spot in the body where you're feeling that, allow the breath to flow to that area. So let's breathe space into those feelings. And begin to process how you're feeling. And throughout class, if we ever feel stuck, if we start to become uncomfortable with pose or our mental state, always coming back to allowing the breath to create space into the body, to allow those feelings to process. Allow your breath to grow fuller and deeper here. And throughout the practice, breath roots your practice, so lets you flow from pose to pose. So becoming familiar with how the breath enters the body and how the breath exits your body. And let the breath be the anchor, the foundation of your practice. From our child's pose, palms face up, we'll start to reach the arms to the top of the room, and then we'll bring the palms together, starting to engage the triceps. And then lower the hands back down, palms face up to release. On our inhale, lift the palms, then bring the palms facing one another to engage the triceps. And then releasing the hands back down, palms face up. Couple more times like this. Inhale, lift the arms behind you, overhead. And then bring the hands facing one another. And then lowering back down. And then inhale twice more. Bring the hands up, palms face together. Then lower the hands back down. Once more on our inhale, arms raised. Palms face each other, starting to feel the triceps, build some heat, and then lower back down. And then this time, we'll start to walk the hands out in front of us. Hands will come into a prayer. You might want to walk your elbows out a little bit further than they normally would be. Bring the thumb knuckles to the base of your neck. Just getting into a tricep stretch here. And if you want a little more, you can always come onto blocks if you don't have them, or books or something to prop you up. So elbows will come to the end of your prop. And then you can let the heart sink a little bit more. This will open up the triceps deeper. Just a couple options for you to play with. Allow your breath to flow to your triceps. Allow the breath to begin to open more space here. And every exhale softens you a bit more into this pose. Release the thumbs from the neck. Keep the prayer. And then we'll walk the hands, the prayer, over to the left side. Hips will lift a little bit off your heels. And then coming into a variation of thread the needle. So hands are staying in prayer, outstretched to the left side. You can rest your right shoulder, right side of the head on your mat. And feeling this opening on your left shoulder or your right shoulder, your lats. Allow the breath to be long here. And then coming back through center, let the hips sink, walk the hands over to the right side, keeping this prayer. And then hips will lift back off the heels, resting the left side of the head, left shoulder on the earth. Going into a juicy stretch on the left back side of the body. And then make your way back through center, sink the hips. Hands will walk out in front of you. Press into the palms. Lift the hips off the heels once more, making your way to your tabletop. And then we'll take a couple rocks of our hips, just releasing any tension here. Coming back through center. So just a couple pointers to get us rooted into our practice. Index fingers point to the front of the room, avoiding having the middle finger point. So rotating the hands just like an inch to the pinky side. So tilting, I don't know what I'm saying. Index fingers will always point to the front of the room. So knock out the hands to the pinky side. We twist to the pinky side a little bit. And then our inhale, we'll pull the heart through, pressing into the fingertips, into your base knuckles, sink the belly. And then exhale, tuck the chin, round your spine, press the earth away. On our inhale, pull your heart through, cow pose. On our exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine, coming to your cat. And breath in, broaden through the collarbones. And breath out, broaden through your shoulder blades. And taking a couple rounds of your cat and cows on your own. So feeling free to maybe linger in any area that feels nice. Maybe adding in some hip circles. Maybe you want to rest a second in child's pose once again. Maybe you want to invite the eyes to soften here. And feeling into your body this morning. And taking a couple more rounds. And then we'll meet in our neutral tabletop. Draw the wrists to the center of your mat. So wrists will touch at the center. Fingertips face the outside edges of your mat. And start a couple circles of your body. Starting to open up the wrists. And then rotating the directions. And then this time we'll come back to center. And then flipping the palms face up. So fingertips will reach towards the center. Have the wrists underneath the shoulders. You can stay here, or maybe you can start to, or you want to start drawing the fingertips in, coming into a fist. So this will intensify the stretch. If you want more, you can start to lengthen the elbows, so finding straight arms. If you want a little less, if you don't want the hands in a fist, taking what works for you, you can bend the elbows here. This relieves the wrist a little bit. Choosing your depth here, whatever feels best on your wrists. Maybe your wrists need a little bit more this morning, maybe they need a little less. And then releasing the hands, coming back to tabletop. We'll come onto our forearms this time. Maybe through a couple rounds of cat cows here. On the inhale, heart pulls through, belly sinks. On our exhale, round the spine. Inhale to your modified cow pose. Exhale to your cat. Taking this a couple more times. Noticing what shifts in the body, coming into a different variation here. And then we'll meet back in our neutral spine. Plant the hands back down. Tuck the toes. And we'll walk the hands about a palm print from where they're at right now. Lift the knees just to hover a couple inches. And as slow as you can, start to lift the hips, lengthen the legs. We're meeting in our downward facing dog. So feet land hips width, hands land shoulders width. So index fingers are pointing to the front of the room. So this, like we did in our tabletop, avoids any injury in the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders. So having this correct form alignment avoids any injuries in the arms and shoulders. Once you arrive in your down dog, you can start to pedal out your feet, finding any movement, maybe looking under an armpit. So staying rooted through the fingertips, the base knuckles, head falls between the arms. Forearms are hugging together. Side body is long. Reach your sits bones to the top of the room. Heels pull to the earth, finding this length along the back of your legs. On our next inhale, lift to the toes, roll forward, high plank. Shoulders come over the wrists. We'll bend the knees to hover, then press yourself back, downward facing dog. Next inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, bend the knees to hover. Press yourself back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Bend the knees. Lift your hips, down dog. One more time, just like this. Inhale, roll forward. Bend the knees. Downward facing dog. Come to the toes. Soften the knees as much as you'd like and start to walk your feet to the top of the mat. Feet can land a little bit wider than hips width. Hands can grab opposite triceps. Knees can soften as much as you'd like. Let the crown of the head be heavy. And upper body can sway back and forth, meeting in a ragdoll. Noticing if you're crunching the shoulders up to your ears. Can you bring some softness there? Can you let your lips fall apart? Release your face. And then release the elbows, fingertips drape the earth. Wiggle the feet back underneath the body, coming hips width. And then start a slow roll up to standing. Crown of the head is last to rise, vertebrae by vertebrae. And once you arrive, take a couple wiggles of the shoulders, roll them back, and then roll them forward. On our next breath in, reach your arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. And then on our exhale, we'll bend the knees, bow the heart forward, come into your fold. Inhale, lengthen the legs, hands to shins, halfway lift. And then exhale to fold. Inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. So taking a couple half sun salutation A's just to warm up the body, warm up the upper body, shoulder mobility. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. And then exhale, swan dive the heart forward, fold. Inhale to your half lift. Exhale, fold. Sweep your fingertips overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, fingertips circle. Exhale, lead with the chest. Bend the knees forward, fold. Halfway lift on your inhale. And then exhale, plant your hands. Step back to your high plank. We'll shift forward on the toes. Elbows bend at a 90-degree angle. And then start a slow descent onto your belly. Untuck the toes once you arrive. Hands next to your rib cage. On your inhale, press into the tops of your feet to engage your legs, kneecaps lift. Squeeze the elbows together, pull the heart up. Baby cobra. Exhale to lower. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale to your baby cobra. And then shift the gaze over to the left side. Coming through center, shift the gaze to the right. Come back through center. Lower the chest back down. Press yourself back to an active child's pose, tucking the toes. And then lift the hips, downward facing dog. Shift the weight, shift the heels to the right side. So left heel stays lifted, right foot, right heel stays rooted. And feeling this length, this juicy opening on the left side of your body. Your gaze might shift underneath the left shoulder. And then start to cactus this arm, the left arm open. Opening your heart to the sky. Lengthening both legs, coming into kind of a modified side plank. Heels can stack. And then lengthen the left arm to the top of the room. Hug the left knee to your chest. Step the foot to the front of the room. On our next inhale, we'll lift ourselves up, coming into a revolved crescent. So you can stay here, or left hand might reach for the back of the right thigh. Right fingertips can reach overhead. And then cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Lengthen the front leg, coming into our modified pyramid pose. You might want to peel the left toes off your mat for more intensity. Pouring the heart over your left leg here. And then start to walk the fingertips a little bit in front of the left foot. Hop the right toes in a little bit. And then lift off into your standing splits. Right toes lift, left leg long. If it's too much, you can bring a generous bend to the left knee if it's early. Think about drawing your forehead to your left knee. On our next inhale, find length through the right heel. On our next exhale, draw your right knee to your nose. On our inhale, find length. Step the toes back, plant the hands. High plank, left toes meet the right. Inhale, shift forward on the toes. Exhale can lower you halfway or to the belly. Inhale to your cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Shift your heels over to the left side. Left heel stays lifted, right heel roots. Opening up your right side. Your heart starts to open up towards the sky. Your gaze might shift underneath the right armpit. And then begin to cactus the right arm. Shift your legs straight here, coming into a type of modified side plank. And then we'll Bend the right knee, hug the knee into your chest. Step the foot to the top of the mat. Right fingertips reach to the sky. And then revolving your crescent. Use the core to lift you up. You can stay here in your twist, or right hand can plant on the back of the left thigh. Left fingertips can start to reach overhead. And then planting the hands around the right foot. Begin to lengthen the right leg. Bowing the heart in, bowing the head in, coming into your modified pyramid. Your choice if you want to stay rooted through the right toes or maybe start to peel the foot off the earth. Plant the right foot if it was lifted. Hop the left toes in. Walk the fingers in front of the right foot. And then lift the left foot off the earth. Standing splits. And on your next inhale, find length through the left heel. On your exhale, hug the left knee in, coming into a crunch. Inhale, find length. And then step the foot back. Plant your hands, high plank, right foot meets the left. You've got a chaturanga waiting for you. So lowering half or to the belly. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, meeting inner downward facing dog. We're gonna add on to this flow a little bit. So we're kind of taking it a little slower than I normally teach, just to build some strength, open up the side body, all those sorts of things. So shift the weights, shift the heels to the right side. Left heel stays rooted, right heel lifts. And then begin to cactus the left arm, open the heart up. Lengthen the legs. And then left fingertips reach to the sky. Left knee hugs to your chest. And then try using the core to step the foot through. Left fingertips pull you open to your revolved crescent. Stay here. Or left hand touches the back of the right thigh. Cartwheel the hands down. Lengthen the front foot or leg. And then meeting inner standing splits. Right toes lift off the earth. Inhale to find length. Exhale, draw your right knee to your chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to hug the knee in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to hug. Inhale, lengthen. And then bringing the knee up, coming up to stork pose. So hands can come to heart. Use the strength of the left leg to lift the right knee into your chest. And we'll come into our like curtsy squat, our Shiva squat. So take a soft bend to the left knee. Right knee will touch behind the left knee. You can choose to keep the right toes lifted or touch them down. And then we'll inhale, lift the right knee back up. Shiva squat, touch the right knee behind the left knee. Inhale to lift. One more time, Shiva squat. Inhale, hug the knee into our chest. Start to lengthen the front heel to the front of the room. Using the strength of our quads to hold our legs steady. Avoiding dumping the weight. So you might feel the upper body lean back a little bit, but staying upright, so crown of the head reaches to the top of the room. That might mean your leg might lower a couple inches. That's totally okay. And then moving through our warrior 3 pose. Right heel stretches back. Left knee softens a little bit, just to avoid locking out your knee. And then touch the right toes back. Inhale to your crescent warrior. Take your hands in a prayer. Open the heart. And then plant your hands. Step back to your high plank. You've got a chaturanga if you want it, or you can head straight to your downward facing dog. And shift the heels over to the left. Left heel stays lifted. And then cactus the right arm. So arm comes into a goal post. Begin to lengthen the legs. Right arm starts to reach to the top of the room. Right knee hugs in, using your core. Step the foot as slow as you can to the top of your mat. Right fingertips drag you up, coming into your twist. Right hand can touch the back of the left thigh. And then plant the hands around the right foot. Lengthen the right leg. Make your way to your standing splits. Left toes lift. On your inhale, find length through the left heel. On your exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Inhale, press the back wall away with the left foot. Exhale, hug the knee in. Inhale to press it away. Exhale, hug. One more time, inhale to lengthen back. And then hug the knee into the chest. Hands can come to heart. Weight shifts to the right foot. Come up to standing. Left knee hugs into the chest. Inhale here. Soften the right knee. Exhale, come into your squat. So left knee touches the back of the right leg. Left toes might touch down for more stability. Inhale, coming up to standing, lengthen the right leg. Exhale to squat. Inhale, one more time back up. Exhale, squat yourself down as low as you can. Press the earth away with the right foot. Come back up to standing. Lengthen the left heel to the front of the room. Staying active through the left foot. Engaging your quads. The kneecap is lifted. Stay rooted through all four corners of your standing leg. Avoiding collapsing in the upper back. Crown of the head reaches to the top of the room. Start to shift your left leg back. We'll take our warrior three pose. Stay flexed through the left foot. Your hands can take a different variation. Soften the right knee, touch the left toes back. Crescent warrior. Hands come to prayer. Open your heart, maybe a baby back bend here. Your gaze can shift to the top of your hands. And then plant your hands down. High plank, you've got a Vinyasa chaturanga waiting. Or go ahead and move right away to our downward facing dog. Adding on, shift the heels to the right. Right heel stays lifted. Side plank, cactusing your arms, shift the weight to the outside edge of the right foot. And then left fingertips reach to the top of the room. Hug the left knee in. Touch the foot to the top of the mat as slow as you can. Drag yourself up, left fingertips lift you up. Revolved crescent, if you've got it. Cartwheel the hands down. Modified pyramid, lengthen the left leg. And then standing splits, top of the mat. 3 crunches here, inhale, find length. Exhale, hug the right knee in. Inhale to lengthen, press the back wall away. Exhale, hug the knee in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, hug. Holding here. Using the strength of the left leg to lift the right knee into the chest. Coming up to our stork pose. Hands can stay at our heart, maybe on the hips. Whatever brings you the most stability right now. And then we'll come into our curtsy squats. Inhale here. Exhale, touch the right knee behind the left leg. Inhale, lift. Curtsy squat. Inhale to lift. Feel the left glutes activate. Exhale to squat. Inhale, lengthen. Press the right foot to the front of the room. And then we'll meet in our warrior three pose, holding here for a couple rounds. On our next exhale, we'll bend the left knee, taking a deep bend, and then lengthen the leg. Bend the knee, and then lengthen on our exhale. Inhale to bend. Exhale to lengthen the leg, building strength in the left glute. Step the right toes back, crescent warrior. Hands come into a prayer. Open the heart up. Hands might reach behind. Thumbs might touch behind the neck. Coming into this opening that we did at the beginning of class. Prayer behind the head. And then back up into our crescent. We'll cactus the arms. On our exhale, hover the back knee. Inhale, back up to crescent. Exhale to hover the right knee, cactus your arms. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, hover here. And one more time, meeting back in our crescent. Plant the hands. Step back, high plank. Maybe you want to keep the right or the left heel lifted. Maybe take a chaturanga or head into your downward facing dog right away. Let the heel shift to the left side. Left heel stays lifted. Right away into our side plank. Cactus the right arm. Begin to lengthen the legs. Right fingertips reach to the sky. Right knee hugs to your chest. Slow like honey, step the right foot to the front of the room. Spin to the ball of the left foot. Right fingertips drag you up. Taking your revolved crescent if it's there for you. And then cartwheel your hands down. Lengthen the right leg. Bow your head in. Meeting in our standing splits. Shift the weight to the right foot. Inhale to find length on the left leg. Exhale to hug the left knee in. Twice more, inhale, lengthen. Exhale to hug. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hug. One more time, press the back all the way. Hands can come to heart. Start to hug the left knee in, coming up to standing. Stork pose. Inhale to hold. On our next exhale, we'll take our squat, left knee behind the right. Inhale to rise. Exhale to squat. Once more here, lift. And then curtsy squat. Press the earth away with the right foot. Lengthen the left leg in front of you. Shift the weight back. Left heel shifts back, coming into your warrior three pose. On our next inhale, we'll take a deep bend in the right leg. And then exhale, press the earth away to lengthen the leg. Inhale to bend. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen, holding here. Soften the front knee, touch the toes back. Crescent warrior. Hands come to a prayer. They can come behind your neck and into this tricep opener like we did at the beginning of class. Release the hands, cactus the arms. On our next exhale, hover the back knee, open the heart skywards. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, hover. Crescent. One more time to hover. Let your inhale open you up. And then plant your hands. Step back, high plank. Maybe keep the right heel lifted. Taking your three-legged plank or three-legged vinyasa. And we'll meet in our downward facing dog. And taking a couple moments here to connect back with your breath. Noticing if it got away from you. Slowing down the breath again. On our next breath in, lift the heels. Gaze shifts up, bend your knees. Exhale, step or hop your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, knees can bend. Root to rise, circle the fingertips overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, fingertips rise. Exhale, bend the knees, pour the heart forward. Come into your fold. Halfway lift. Plant your palms and exhale, step or hop your way through a chaturanga or heading straight to your downward facing dog. On our next breath, shift the heels over to the right. Right heel lifts. Cactus your left arm, meeting inner side plank. Left fingertips reach to the front or to the top of the room. Hug the left knee in. Step the foot to the top. Revolved crescent on your inhale. Cartwheel your hands down. Lengthen the front leg. Taking flight, standing splits. Inhale to find length through the right foot. On our exhale, crunch in, holding here. Coming right away up to standing. And then we'll open the right knee, making our way to our tree pose. So we can take a couple different options here. Big toe, right big toe can rest on the earth. Ankle or right heel can come to the ankle, the left leg. Maybe right foot comes to the calf. Or you can place the foot on the inner thigh of the left leg. Anywhere you go, just avoid the knee joint. Stay rooted through all four corners of the left foot. Your hands can come to hips here for stability. Keep pressing the inner thigh into the foot or calf into the heel, wherever you're at. Maybe you want to take a different arm variation or hand variation. So setting a focal point that's not moving. Coming back to your breath here. You might start to feel a little bit wobbly, but stay lifted through the arch of the left foot, trying not to collapse there. Hugging the knee back through center. We'll lengthen the right foot back. Warrior 3. Inhale here. Exhale to bend the left knee. Inhale to lengthen. Twice more here, bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to bend. Inhale, lengthen. Touch the right toes back, landing in our crescent warrior. Reverse prayer behind the head. Open your heart to the sky if you want to do back bend. Fingertips reach to the top of the room. Plant the hands. Step back, high plank. Taking a chaturanga here. And we'll meet in our downward facing dog. Shift the heels to the left side. Left heel stays lifted. Cactus the right arm, meeting inner side plank, lengthen the leg. Right fingertips reach to the top of the room. Right knee hugs in. Step the right foot to the top of the mat. Next inhale drags you open, coming into your twist. Right fingertips touch the back of the leg, meeting in a revolved crescent if it's there. Plant the hands around the front foot. Lengthen the right leg. Meeting in our standing splits. Left toes lift off your mat. Inhale to press the back wall away. Exhale, hug the left knee in, holding here. Bringing the knee into the chest, coming up to standing. Hands can come to heart. Finding your warrior two on this, or your tree pose on this side. Ankle, or heel to ankle, foot to calf, maybe foot to inner thigh if it's there today. Hands can come to hips for some stability. Rolling the shoulders down the back, finding the softness. And then hands can take a different variation if you're looking for that today. Keep pressing the foot into the inner thigh or the calf. Staying lifted through the arch of the right foot. You might start to feel the bottom foot a little wiggly, the ankles a little wiggly. That's working on our balance here. Avoiding gripping into the toes. Hugging your left knee back to your chest. Stretch the left leg to the back of the room, warrior three pose. Exhale to bend the right knee. Inhale to lengthen the right leg. Exhale to bend. Inhale to lengthen. One more time, deep bend. Press the earth away to lengthen the right leg. Touch the left toes back, crescent warrior. Reverse prayer behind your head. Open the heart skyward. Lift the fingertips up. Plant the hands. High plank. You've got a Vinyasa, chaturanga. Right heel might stay lifted. We'll meet in our downward facing dog. Taking a couple rounds of breath here. To take you back to this present moment. Every inhale brings a new energy. Every exhale releases stale energy. And let your knees fall wide. Big toes come together. Arms can rest again alongside body if you want to release the shoulders. Or you can keep the arms stretched out in front in traditional Vinyasa, child's pose. Wherever you're at, let the forehead rest heavy on your mat. Elbows are soft. Let the belly sink. Release in between the thighs. And then rolling onto our heels, coming up to seated. We're going to just release the wrists a little bit here. So interlacing the hands, and you can take a couple figure eights with the fists, letting go of what we've done on our wrists today. We've done a lot of wrist work. So we spend a lot of time in wrist extension, so fingertips point back to the wrist or the forearm. But we don't spend a ton of time in wrist flexion. So taking this counter movement in our daily tasks, we spend a bunch of time at our laptops, working out. Honestly, so many different things where we're spending a lot of time putting pressure on our wrists. So just releasing this. You can bring your hands to fists, taking some circles. And then keeping the right fist how it is, flex the fist towards your wrist. Left hand wraps around, or palm wraps around the left or the right fist. Lengthen the arms out in front of you, feeling this delicious, juicy stretch in the right forearm. If you want a little more, keep folding the fist in towards your wrist. And then releasing this, shake it out. Left fist, flex the fist towards the wrist. Right palm embraces the left fist. Start to lengthen the arms out, feeling this immediate stretch in your left forearm. And then releasing this, shake it out, take a couple of wrist circles. And then we'll kick the feet out in front of us. And maybe scoot yourself a little more forward on your mat just to allow for more space when you lower down. Have your block handy or book or firm pillow, something that we can place underneath our sacrum. We'll plant the feet, fingertips reach to the front of the room. Start a slow descent using the core to get you there onto your backs. And take a full body stretch once you arrive. And then bringing the knees into the heart. Arms can come out to a T. Let your knees fall to the left side. Your hips might lift off to the right to allow for more space in your low back. And let the knees travel through center. Plant the feet, reset your spine, lift your hips. And then knees drop over to the right side. Hips can lift off to the left to create a little bit more space in your low back during your twist. And coming back through center. So grabbing hold of your prop, we're going to place it underneath our sacrum. So this flat spot underneath, above our glutes, but a little bit lower than the low back. So you can place it, if you're using a block, maybe starting at the lowest or maybe medium height. But wherever you're at, you can stay here in a supported bridge. Arms can rest alongside body. If you want to, you can start to lengthen the legs out in front of you, releasing all this contracting that we've done in our hip flexors here. So this is, I think, one of the best stretches to end a class. It's just so relieving. And feeling the weight of your sacrum on your prop. If ever this becomes too much, bending the knees back in, setting the feet down. If you want to take traditional Shavasana, feeling free to do so. This is just an option. You might want to tuck the shoulders underneath the back, keep the heart open. You can start to soften your eyes here. Letting the breath drift away. Letting the lips fall apart. Tongue releases from the roof of your mouth. And I'll be here to guide you out of your practice, but taking the next couple of moments just for yourself. And really sitting into this moment that you've carved out for yourself this morning. Shavasana. And when you're ready, starting to bring some awareness back into your space. Inviting the breath to come back to its normal rhythm. Inviting movement into the fingers and toes. And when you're ready, rolling onto one side of your mat. You might have to lift yourself off of your props first. And then coming up to seated. And keeping the eyes soft here. And once we arrive, bringing both hands on your heart space. And going forth with the rest of your week, weekend, week ahead, during this super challenging and uncertain time, with the intention of it's okay to feel how you're feeling right now. Allow yourself to feel, trying not to avoid, not pushing away. And by embracing and sitting with and recognizing any emotion, whether it's joyful or sad or worried, whatever it is, allowing yourself to be one with it so that it can pass by, so you can learn from it, understand it, and then finally let go of it. And draw the thumb knuckles to your third eye, your space of intuition. Tucking the chin gently here. Thank you guys so much for sharing your practice with me, for sharing your morning with me. It's truly an honor, a gift. The light and love within me honors and bows to the light and love within all of you. Namaste. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your Friday. A great weekend ahead if you have any fun plans. Let me know if you have any questions. My Instagram handle is at Hayls, HAYLS _shorty, SHORTY. If you just want to chat, have any concerns, questions, anything, I am here, and I will be back on um, Adventure Rock Live YouTube on Wednesday next week, 6 and 7 p.m., and then again on Friday. Thanks, guys. See you soon.